Hey everyone, it's Lori. Let's talk about some magical blends today that you can use for many things. It's culinary, so you can use it in the kitchen. You can put these in a jar and do jar spells. You can use these to dress candles. And you can also use these to make anointing oils if you so desire. So this one that I'm playing with right now, look how pretty this is, huh? Beautiful. So this is considered a love blend, and I'm just going to check my notes. I've got a lot of notes here today, so I don't forget anything. So a love blend, this has sugar, roses, lavender, orange peel, and cinnamon. And I know I said you can use these for many things, jars, jar spells, culinary. You can also put them in satchels. So if you wanted to, carry this around with you for self-love as a reminder, you can do that as well. And I know you're like probably thinking, oh, orange peels, because sometimes I think that's such a pain because I've got to eat an orange and I got to chop up all the peels and dry them in my oven, and sometimes I just don't have time for that nonsense. So I cheat and I buy stuff like this. You can find this in your local grocery store. I like to buy a lot of my stuff on this company. It's called Vitacost, and they're very reasonably priced, and they usually ship within 2 to 3 days. And it's anything over $50 is free shipping. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get money from them. I just like the company. And they're super good about, like, if something shows up broken, you literally email them and say, this is broken, order me a new one, and they ship it to you, like, without even having to talk to anybody. And since I'm kind of an introvert, I like not having to talk to anybody. So, anywho, this is a love blend. It can be used for, as I said, cooking, dressing candles, a satchel, jar spells, and because there's sugar in it, you can use this in a sweetening jar spell. And usually if you're trying to sweeten something up, it's because they're sour or grumpy or whatever. And this is an amazing blend because usually when people are like that, it's because they need love or they don't feel love or whatever. So this is like a 2-for-1. It's a love spell and it's sweetening at the same time. So that's enough of the love one. So moving on. So healing, you can do sea salt, or I like to use this, pink Himalaya. So sea salt, rosemary, calendula, which is marigolds, thyme, and garlic. So this is considered a healing blend. So this would be perfect if you have someone that's homesick and you make them a beautiful homemade chicken soup and you throw that blend in there. Perfect. This one is this one will help to sweeten the prosperity energy in your life. So money, prosperity, rich, and I suppose you could take that as, being rich in something else other than money. But typically when we're talking about prosperity spells, it's to bring money to us. So this one has sugar, chamomile, cloves, ginger, and nutmeg. And this one you can add into to sweeten up tea. You can do apple cider. You can heat up some apple cider, throw this in there. And if you want more of an adult beverage, you can throw some of this blend in some mead. So the next one is, or the last one is going to be protection. So this has sea salt, Hawaiian black salt, And let me back it up. I know I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to. The Hawaiian black salt is a culinary product. It is not the black witchy salt that we make ourselves with the ashes and the charcoal. Okay? If you eat that, that's on you. I did not tell you to eat that. So, sea salt, Hawaiian black salt, sage, dill, black pepper. So this adds cleansing and protection energies to your recipes. It complements poultry, fish, and it's amazing on roasted root vegetables. So what you would do is you would typically, depending on whether it's the salt or the sugar, you would take all your herbs first, put them in your mortar and pestle or a grinder, grind them all up, and then add your salt and pepper to it and stir clockwise, especially if it's something that you're bringing to you. I want love, I want healing, I want money, I want protection. It's always clockwise. If you don't want those things, then you stir the other way. But we want to bring these things to us, so stir clockwise. You can store them in a Ziploc baggie, and it will last you up to 3 months. Be careful about things when you add sugar to them, even the salt ones. If they get moist, and I know in New Hampshire in the summer here it gets super humid, and when we have things like this in the house, they end up, like I could dump this whole bowl and it would be one giant clump of stuff. So you don't really want to be eating it at that point, because obviously there's moisture now in this, and that's when things go, bacteria and stuff and mold and whatever starts growing in that stuff. So get rid of it when it's clumpy like that. Or if you're just going to shove it in a jar, that's one thing, but don't eat it once it's all clumpy and gross. And so I want to just give some little tips too on herbs. Just because it's a natural thing out in nature doesn't mean it's always good for us. So only you are going to know what's good for you and what's not good for you. So if you're allergic to lavender and I give you a recipe that uses lavender, don't use the lavender. Find something else to use. Obviously, be smart, witches. Use your heads. Don't eat or consume things that you have no idea what they are. As I said, there are lots of things out there that can harm us too. So we want to make sure that we're consuming things that we know 100% without a doubt that are not going to poison us. I want to mention one thing. Some of the herbs are tricky because people are like, oh yeah, I smoke that, or I drink that in tea. Like mugwort, there are people that can smoke and drink it, but pregnant women cannot. So there's somebody walking by and my dog's protecting me. So mugwort, pregnant women cannot consume this because it can cause miscarriage. So again, if you do not know for 100%, when in doubt, throw it out. That's my golden rule. If you don't know 100% what you're consuming, do not consume it. And be careful with pets around too. Just because it's good for us doesn't mean it's good for the furry critters. So that's my witchy video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk at you later.